Okay, today I'm going to show you guys the long-awaited cookie recipe. I usually use the Better Homes and Gardens cookbook recipe. I think that's what my grandmother used. And it's really simple. We're going to start out with flour, sugar, brown sugar, butter, vanilla, an egg, and some baking soda. And of course, we can't forget the chocolate chips. I usually start out with the butter, and I like to melt the butter before I put it in my cookies. You don't have to do that, it just says you need soft butter, but I prefer it melted. So first I'm going to add the sugars and the butters together. So I need 1/2 a cup of granulated or regular white sugar. And I also need 1/4 a cup of packed brown sugar. And they say packed brown sugar because they want you to pack it down in order to measure it. So our butter is melted, and I'm going to add it to the sugar. I'm also going to add the egg. Which you need to beat just a little bit. And let's go ahead and add the vanilla at this point too. So 1 teaspoon of vanilla extract. And we're going to mix that up really well. If you melt the butter, you don't have to use an electric mixer. You can do it all with a fork, which makes less mess and I find easier. Now we're going to add the dry ingredients. 1 1/4 cups all-purpose flour. I'm using whole wheat flour. I'm going to go ahead and mix that in just a little bit. And we need 1/2 teaspoon of baking soda. And the last thing to go in will be the chocolate chips. I'm using dark chocolate because that's what I like. And to mix my recipe up a little bit, I am going to put some oats in it. You don't have to put the oats in though. It's just for fun. Woo. In place of chocolate chips, you can put things like M&Ms, or, you know, they've got butterscotch chips, peanut butter chips. I think some may have mint chips. So the last step is to grease the cookie sheet. You can use butter. I like to use butter. But you can also use like an olive oil or a non-stick spray. Now we're just going to drop pieces of cookie dough, I guess. I'm going to drop the dough 2 inches apart on a cookie sheet. You want to make them all about the same size so that they cook evenly, because if you make some really small and some really big, then you'll end up with some cookies that are really crispy, and you'll end up with some cookies that are soft and not cooked all the way. So now they're ready to go in the oven. And I set the timer for 8 minutes. Alright, supposedly they're done. Let's see how they look. I don't know if you guys can tell, but they're slightly brown on the top, which is how I know I can take them out. If you let them get more brown, they'll be crispier chocolate chip cookies. But I wanted these to be chewy, so I took them out when they started to get brown on top. Okay, so here goes my taste. I hope they're good. They're good. And you can't have chocolate chip cookies without milk. Perfect. Alright, well, the recipe is on the blog, and I hope you guys will try it and let me know how it goes.